Hey everyone, I just want to go through a couple things with you, one being the CBx app. I'm not sure how many of you are using this, but I really think it's the most underused equipment in our office. So the CBx app is really used as a listing tool, and it takes a CMA beyond just a listing and turns it into truly a tool for finding buyers for homes. I know the market is hot right now, but the market will change, and if you have the ability to not just show a homeowner what their home is worth, but also how you're going to find the buyers, it changes the conversation. To get the app, you would go to your app store and you would just type in CBx. You should see this symbol. You download it. Your username and password is the same as your CB Exchange login and password. If you don't know that, call the Coldwell Banker Help Desk. They'll help you out. So we're just going to go ahead and log in. And I've got a couple of reports in here that I'm just going to briefly go through with you and talk about a little bit of the information. But then I also want to show you the PDF report that this generates and how much of an expert it really makes you look like. So I'm going to actually go in. I'm going to look at this one that I just created a couple days ago, and I'm going to go in and edit this. So if you don't know, CBx is an app. It works on your tablet or a Windows 10 machine. It does not work very well on a phone. Really the best platform for this is a tablet. You do need to have access to a store to do this. So you can actually go in, you can edit the price, and I've pre-put this together just so you can have a little bit more information. But you can go ahead and take a photo of the home. So we'll take a picture. Right now I'm sitting in my office. So I'm going to turn the screen around so you see that it is actually me sitting here being very happy. Hello! So you can drive up to the house, take a photo right there. You put the seller information in, square feet, beds, bathroom, save, and continue. The next step is really you have the option to go in and make adjustments. So this is something you can use live with someone. I do recommend going through it first so that you're set up for success, because there's some pieces down the road, especially with Idaho being a non-disclosure state, that you will want. But here you go. You can actually go in and you can say, hey, I want to view the RPR list price. I'm going to use this price range. And I'm actually going to, you can add these. You can subtract to make this an addition instead of a subtraction. It's as simple as a click. And then you can save and continue. The next part is it maps it. So here it goes. It maps the whole area. You can go in and you can see the buyer profile. You can see the Coldwell Banker Intelligence. You can log in with your LinkedIn and unlock employer information. So we're going to see if I can remember all of my passwords. Oh, that's not it. And I can't. But if you did that, it would unlock local job data. So it's going to tell you who the largest employer with open positions is right now in our area. And that works twofold. So you can reach out to that employer, maybe help them put a relocation packet together, or maybe you're going to actually reach out to companies that are similar to that employer in other areas where you know that there might be employees that are looking to move and have a different quality of life. The last piece of this is to go in and you can actually do map layers. So you can say, hey, I want to see homes occupied by owners, average household income, change in population, and households that have changed hands. You can also map your comparable homes. So we are a non-disclosure state. So you can go in and say map and edit comps, and it's going to pull up a couple, but I'm not going to verify that these prices are correct. I actually put these in. You can go down here at the bottom though, and you can add a customizable comparable. So you can actually say, hey, here's my customized comparable that I pulled from MLS, because I can, in a listing presentation, discuss comparable properties with you and do that. So these are ones that I just put in for practice sake. Once you do that, you would go ahead and you can hit save and close. The other thing that you may want to do is look at the map layers, because this is where it becomes really interesting, this map neighborhood segmentation. I'm going to map my neighborhoods. When it does this, it's going to pull up a heat map, and that heat map shows you what the lifestyle is like for that area. So you can see our area is blue and green and pink and yellow. So if I click on the pink, that is Middleburg, married couple, single housing family. If I click on Coeur d'Alene, it's old and newcomers. But what's really cool is you can actually then scroll out, and we can say, hey, I want to look over here in the Seattle area. And I want to find and click, and you can actually see most color codes are very similar with there's a few things that are different. So you can actually go through and start to see where in these areas you should be targeting. That changes the conversation when you're talking about really getting the information out and into the right hands. The other thing that you can do in here is you can say, I want to view the sources. So this is where it's all pulling from. And it is really cool. So I'm actually going to hit done, and I'm going to save, and I'm going to exit. And let's see, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to say save, and I'm going to export. And I want this as a complete PDF. You can say if you want it as individual JPEGs, so maybe you want to take bits and pieces of the report and just drop them into something that you've already customized. You can say, hey, I want home on the map, I want buyer profile, I want mapped, I want the top 10 matches per county, I want Coal Banker Intelligence, and I want heat map layers. And then I'm going to export. It's going to think, it's going to process, and then it's going to email you. So after it processes, and it does take just a couple minutes to do that, you're actually going to say who you would like it to go to, and the subject, and the body of the email. Then you hit send, and it's actually going to go ahead, export it, and email it to you. What's really cool is then you can actually go in and look at your email and get that information. So here it is, cbxpresentation@gmail.com. Here it is, Rich Fulton's house. I'm going to click on that report, and I'm going to open it up. This is where it gets interesting. Here it is. So my information's at the top. Here's the photo that I took. Here's the adjustments that we made. The home profile, home buyer profile. So this is the median information about the area. It talks about the top 3 demographic matches. But then there's detailed match results, and these are the top 10 communities that best match the demographic segment in each of the top migration counties. So notice in here it's talking about what's the percentage of match, how old is the agent, what are their most visited websites, and the number of real estate searches they've had in the last 30 days. So in 99212, the number of searches in the last 30 days is between 1 and 5 times. Where this becomes really interesting is look at Hope and Bonner. So this is a 44% match. The median age is different. They're on Google, Facebook, and Yahoo, but they're searching more than 16 times on average in the last 16 days. And with the winter that we've had, I would be searching that as well. The cool thing is you can go down and it goes through all the counties, and as we get down to the bottom there are a few in California, which we all know is a feeder market for us. But look at this. So Banning in Riverside, California, they are into outdoor advertising, radio, all-day television. They are reading and sending emails, they're banking and paying bills, and they're downloading music. Their websites are Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Where this gets really interesting is if we go down to Palm Springs. So Palm Springs is a 52% match, so is Banning Riverside. Look at the websites. Their most visited websites are Facebook, Yahoo, and Amazon, whereas in banning, it's Google, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you're advertising in Palm Springs on Google, that's not where they're most likely going. They're going to Yahoo and Amazon and Facebook more, so you know directly how to use that. The other cool thing is, as a consumer, if I get all this information about who the buyers are and how they match, what the Coldwell Banker intelligence is, I mean, you can look at this and you can look at the average value of owner-occupied housing units. In 2014, the average value was $359,000, and they project in 2019 it will be $393,000. Now keep in mind that that is an average, so it's taking in a really high end and a really low end. But there are 22% of households changing ownership here, according to Coldwell Banker. There's neighborhood segmentation. So top 3 areas moving: Spokane, Bonner, and Riverside. There were 96 Coldwell Banker inquiries in the last 14 days. You can go and look at heat maps for average incomes. You can look at change in populations. It is really a lot of information, and it really could take you as little as 10 to 15 minutes to come up with this huge report that's information rich for potential clients. So that is a little bit more about CBx. I hope you have a chance to use it and really utilize it in a way that it helps your business. This is a game changer. This changes the conversation, and this is a piece of technology that only Coldwell Banker agents have. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.